Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome to Gaming Comments episode 13. Today, I'm going to wrap up the whole next gen theme that I've been doing for the last few weeks now. Now, this is a little bit later than I normally do an episode. I should have done one technically last week, but I'm actually going to do two this week to make up the lost one last week. But I mentioned in my Lunar Lightning Entertainment special on Xbox One that I do this episode as almost like a comparison of the two and give my likes and dislikes after actually physically trying it. And I wanted to give both systems an equal amount of time to judge, I guess you could say. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the first one released, obviously the PlayStation 4. Now, PlayStation 4, as soon as you load it up, just like the Xbox One, you're going to have an update. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if this is a mandatory update, like the Xbox One is, but I just downloaded it because it's just a natural instinct. As soon as something says, oh, there's an update, okay, I'm going to download it. And obviously, whenever a console is launched, I'm expecting a day one update anyways. So, I downloaded it, had no issues. Same thing with the Xbox One, no issues as far as downloading that update. I know some people had issues, but I experienced no issues whatsoever. And then I went from there and just played with the new cross media bar. And it's the same but different. The cross media bar is still there, but you don't see it right off the bat. What you see when you first look at it is your recent activity, and you see what your friends have been doing as well. You actually have to physically push up, and then you got your cross media bar across the top there, just like it was on PlayStation 3, but a little tweaks to it. And I really enjoy what they've done with it. No more do I have to scroll over the games, go down, select what I want to play. Now it's what I've played recently is there. What I've downloaded recently is there. And speaking of downloads, there's some free games to play. Now, as I mentioned before, there is a 30-day trial to PlayStation Plus if you don't already have it. And with that, you get 2 games you can try out for those 30 days. Or if you already have PlayStation Plus, you can play as much as you want. And those are Contrast and Resogun. Now, I highly recommend playing Resogun. It is fun. Although I can never save all the humans, I still find it fun. And Contrast, some people have been giving it slack, but I enjoyed it. It's a flawed game, but it's still fun overall. You also get 3 free-to-play games. If I remember correctly, there's DC Universe Online, Warframe, and Blacklight Retribution. I didn't spend that much time with those ones, but they're free-to-play games. If you've played DC Universe Online before, there's not a whole lot different, but that's neither here nor there. Now, moving on to the Xbox, when you load it up, you get the new dashboard. And I don't know if you really can call it a dashboard. I don't like that setup. It's designed to use specifically with Kinect. And if you have to use voice commands to really navigate through the menus efficiently. It's best used if you use a combination of the controller and voice commands. Now, speaking about Kinect, I found Kinect still doesn't work that great. The voice commands are vastly improved over the 360. They recognize me a little bit better, but I've also found that if the room's a little bit noisy, then it doesn't pick up your voice all the time. I've often had myself repeating myself when my kids were in the room and they were talking to each other. They weren't screaming or yelling, but if they were just having a casual conversation with each other, it had issues picking up my voice. And also, when I'm also trying to turn on the Xbox by saying Xbox on, I've also noticed that it didn't respond all the time. But if it was a nice quiet room, I had no issues whatsoever. Now, going back to the dashboard, I found it very difficult to navigate. And another thing I don't like is that if you're downloading something, they don't show you like how much you've actually downloaded of that game. And there's no like really free games. There was, Killer Instinct. You can download it and you can pretty well play with it, but you can't get any achievements. And I got the Xbox Live Day 1 edition card that gave me Shadow Jago, and it says you also get the game, but you don't really get the game. In my opinion, if you get the game, even if you don't get all the characters in it, you should be able to at least get all the achievements and everything. So, I don't understand how they can tell you that you get the game. Because you don't. And I found that very disheartening. Now, besides that, you also get Kinect Sports Rivals. Well, a little demo. You get the Wave Racer. And that's where I really tested out the actual motion controls of Kinect and found they didn't work all the time. It was hit and miss a lot of times. I'd be doing exactly what it said to turn left, and for some strange reason, I'm taking off to the right. And I don't know why that was happening. I don't know if they're still trying to fix some of these glitches, but for something that's supposed to be able to track you a lot better, I found didn't work overall. Now, that all being said, both of these machines are great. They do what they're supposed to do on the base level, and they're going to evolve over time and get better. Neither of them are perfect, but you can definitely see the potential to get there. Now, I never had a chance, I never bought the PlayStation camera, so I can't judge on those compared to what Xbox's Kinect has. But overall, I got to play with the controllers, and I really enjoyed both of them. I'm still having little issues getting used to the trigger and the bumper on the Xbox controller, and I haven't really found a game that really uses the touchpad on the PlayStation controller. But overall, they were quite easy to get into. It's gonna take a little to get used to everything, but they were fun. I also tested out the PlayStation Vita integration with the PlayStation 4, and I found that worked very well. But the lack of the actual triggers on the Vita kind of made some of the games use the touchpad in the back. And I tried contrast on that and found myself accidentally tapping the back and popping myself out of a shadow. Which, if you are going through some particularly difficult area, and suddenly you pop yourself out of a shadow, it can become a really pain in the ass to try to get back. But that's pretty well all I have to say over it. Both systems I quite enjoyed. And I wanted to base this strictly on what you get if you didn't buy a game. So I'm not really commenting on any games I had. Just strictly on what you got and are able to get for free. Outside of any specific demos. So, if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, or you can follow me on Twitter at Gaming Comments. In a few days, I'll be talking about something else, and I'm not quite sure what that's going to be quite yet, but I guess you'll find out in a few days. Till then, bye.